And we are live.
We are live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MTVM podcast, episode 33. I am your host, Diego Coya, and I am happy to be here. I think today's going to be a good episode. Not as many topics as last week, but I feel like we're going to still have another good episode today. And if you guys missed last week, I did announce that this podcast will be coming to an end. August 29th will be the last day of the MTVM podcast. So including this one, we have 5 episodes left. And I did say last week that we're gonna try to make these last 5 episodes to be as good as it can be. So I'm hoping to live up to that promise and to deliver you guys what will be a really good episode. And the next 4 episodes will also be very good. So Double Nine right now is not quite ready yet. He will be available pretty soon, but Andrew, you can do your introduction this time because I know he usually goes first, but since he's not here at the moment, you can.
All right. It's your boy Andrew Hayes, episode number 33, one of the last ones left. Let's make it awesome.
Yes, indeed. And actually, Andrew's gonna be going first today. So how we do this? If you've been watching the show for a while now, we do movies first, then we do television, then video games, and then music. We do for last. So we always start with movies. So Andrew, any movie topics you got? Go ahead and share them.
All right, my first one is more of an announcement. I think this was yesterday, I believe, was announced that Incredibles 2 has crossed $1 billion in the box office.
Worldwide, it has.
Woo! Yes, which I didn't really doubt it because, it's a movie that has been anticipated by a lot of people and
for so long too.
Yeah, for so long, and I just know like Toy Story 3 crossed $1 billion, I believe, and even something like Finding Dory crossed $1 billion. So I feel like this would have been so easy for it to cross $1 billion. So I'm very happy about that. Easily one of my favorite movies of the year. So
yes.
Let's just hope my favorite movie of the year crosses $1 billion, which I really hope it does.
Yes. Well, I would like to start off by saying that this is no surprise to me because, like I said, Incredibles 2 has been anticipated for so many years. Like, we have all wanted a sequel to The Incredibles ever since we saw the first one. So we've gotten a lot of other Pixar movies. We got like Cars 2, Cars 3, Finding Dory, Monsters University, which isn't a bad movie, but still, we got that before Incredibles 2. So now we have it, and I believe it's the 4th movie this year to cross over $1 billion. So we had Black Panther, Infinity War, Jurassic World 2, and now Incredibles 2. So I'm happy about this. And Incredibles 2 is my favorite out of those 4 movies. So glad like a movie I love also made $1 billion. And I'm just hoping that by some chance it will surpass Frozen and Minions as a worldwide. I don't know if it will though, because those movies made a lot of money, and for Incredibles 2 to reach up to that, I don't know if it can, but fingers are crossed. So yeah. Double Nine, what's up, man?
Well, I'm here finally. I still haven't seen the movie, but I am happy that it did cross over $1 billion. I think it could surpass Minions, but Frozen, I'm not so sure, but I think it will pass Minions, though. But I am happy to hear that the movie did cross over $1 billion.
Yeah, and like I said, it is no surprise whatsoever.
Yeah, no surprise whatsoever.
Very well deserved, in my opinion. So,
yes.
So yeah, in the live chat we have Sammy, we have Aaliyah, Kevin Falk, Brian, and Owen Buckner. Kevin Falk says a very well deserved $1 billion. Yes, indeed, I agree. Mm-hmm. All right, so Andrew, if you have any more topics, you can go ahead and share them.
All right, the second one that I'm pretty sure we all have is a pretty bit of unfortunate news. Venom 2 trailer came out, or the second Venom trailer came out is what I should say.
Oh, right. And I did see the trailer earlier today, so I will join you on this.
What happened?
No, I was saying that I saw this trailer earlier today, so I will join you like in this discussion because I saw the trailer as well.
What were you saying, Double Nine?
I said I saw it too. So
I legit watched it, like 10 minutes ago. So okay, it's very, very fresh in my mind. Yeah, this is a bad trailer. I know a lot of people, or at least a couple people, are freaking out at the symbiote at the end. Be like, oh my god, how can they waste Carnage like that? I want to say that's not Carnage. I don't know who that is, but I just know it isn't Carnage. Carnage isn't that big. He doesn't have fucking swords coming out of his hand. He's not like grayish color. Carnage is very lean, very red. All right, that's what Carnage looks like. I don't even know if it's confirmed that Carnage is in this movie. Like, I don't even know. I kind of hope Carnage isn't in this movie because I'd rather not see Carnage and all than have him wasted for 5 fucking minutes in Venom, which is probably gonna happen.
Yeah.
But this trailer was awful. I mean, the one silver lining is I will say is that Tom Hardy looks pretty good. But other than that, there's nothing really that excited me. And like not even Tom Hardy could excite me. And I love Tom Hardy.
Yeah. So as far as my thoughts go, so originally I was not very much excited for this movie because despite the fact that it starred Tom Hardy, despite the fact that it was a Venom solo movie, despite the fact that it was going to be rated R, I wasn't highly anticipating this movie because, one, neither of the 2 trailers before this impressed me, and 2, it's Sony, and it really felt like Sony was just making this movie to compete with other studios, that had their own R-rated solo movies that did really well. And it seemed like Sony's like, all right, let's just rush this thing and see how we can do. And I was hoping this trailer might change my mind because, the movie's coming out in October. It's coming out in 2 months. So, we're hoping that this trailer might make us a little more excited. And I got to say, oh my god, I think this might be my least favorite trailer out of all of them because it looks so generic. It looks very generic. The CGI, I will say, is okay. I don't think it's amazing like some of the comments on YouTube say, and I don't think it's awful either. But I don't know, man. It's just this trailer didn't grab me at all. Some of the dialogue was not good, and as a big fan of Tom Hardy, like I've loved so many movies he's been in, I'm just not excited for this movie. I really wish I could say I was because it's a Venom movie, for God's sake. And I just can't say that I am. And, yeah, I mean, I will say it's not like my least anticipated movie of the fall or anything, but I'm not really looking forward to it either. I think that same week, October 5th, A Star is Born is coming out, and I'm much looking forward to that.
That looks incredible.
Oh, A Star is Born looks really good, yeah. So, Double Nine, I know you saw the trailer as well, so if you have anything to say or
I seem like to be out of all 3 of us, I seem to have been the most optimistic about this movie with both the trailers. I personally liked both trailers. I thought the teaser was a very intriguing teaser trailer. I thought the one that they released a couple months back was really good, and that actually got me really more interested in the movie. This one, however, wow. This makes it look like a pile of shit. No offense, but it really does. Wow. I still have some expectations for this movie because I do want it to be good. It's Tom Hardy as Venom. Like, come on, you can't get any better than that. And it's R-rated, but by this trailer, it kind of just looks like a mess. Like it was so sloppily edited. The CGI looked really bad, honestly, to me. Like, I thought it did not look good, especially towards the end of the trailer. Like, I do like the design of Venom a lot. I don't get how people say the design.
No, I think he looks cool. That's why Venom CGI, but other than that, some scenes in the CGI didn't look so great.
Yeah, and I don't get how people are already saying, like, the Spider-Man 3 version looks better. I mean, no, just back off. No. But like, yeah, I still have some optimism about this movie because the chips are all in place for this film. But knowing Sony, they'll probably screw it up.
That's another thing too. It's Sony, so like that's why I'm like, ugh.
That's why I was never excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
But we shall wait and see. Hopefully the movie is good. I do want it to be good, but
Oh yeah,
yeah.
so do I. I mean, I never want a movie to be bad, no matter how like much I'm not anticipating it. I always want a movie to be good because I like good movies, so I want as many good movies as there can possibly be.
Right.
But this trailer didn't really hook me, honestly. It was pretty bad.
So I'm looking at the live chat now, and it seems like everyone pretty much agrees that it doesn't look very good at all. We have Kevin Falk. He says, "Oh God, don't even remind me of that god-awful trailer." Brian says, "Venom looks terrible." Owen says, "Venom looks unbelievably bad." I've never really had much hope for Venom, but now I'm officially dreading it. Hardy could possibly save it, but it's highly unlikely. Yeah, I think the best part of these trailers, I think, has been how Tom Hardy is going to be as the main character. Brian says Megalodon versus Mega Octopus had better CGI. I mean, I don't know if I'd go that far, but yeah. Oh, and I agree. He looks cool, but that's about it. So we'll see. I think like I said, I'll be watching A Star Is Born that weekend instead of Venom. But yeah, not a very good trailer, unfortunately. I mean, I know there are some people who are very excited for this movie, and hey, more power to you. But to me, I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right. Andrew, if you have any more movie topics.
I got a couple reviews. By a couple, I mean 4. Now, these are reviews, like, I've been so behind on my reviews, and I'm going to try and be more consistent, but these are reviews. I don't really see a point in reviewing on my channel because it's just been so long. So,
yeah.
Let's do this. The first one I'm going to do is Tully. This is Jason Reitman's newest movie, and the only other movie I've seen of his is Juno. So this is actually the second movie I've seen from him, and I've loved Juno. So
oh yeah, Juno's great.
And I was really looking forward to seeing this because of him, and because of the fuck, her name's slipping me.
Charlize Theron.
Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't remember her name. But she's a great actress, so I was really looking forward to it. And I really didn't know much about what it was, but what it is about, it's about Charlize Theron, who is struggling. She has 2 kids already, and the one has a developmental disability, and she is about to give birth to her 3rd child, and it's going to be too much for her. But her brother, who is super rich, offers tells her, get a night nanny, and offers to pay for it. And then she's totally against the idea, but one day she just decides to call it, and the night nanny shows up, and the night nanny is played by Mackenzie Davis, who the only other thing I've seen, well, there's 2 things I know her from. The first thing is from Blade Runner 2049. She's in that. And she's in an episode of Black Mirror. She's in, actually, my favorite episode of Black Mirror, San Junipero. So, she wasn't in Blade Runner 2049 much, so I think she did a good job there, but, I mean, she really stood out in San Junipero.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I like this movie, and I can see why people love it. It's just that this movie just ultimately, it wasn't for me, and I do like it and I do respect it, but it's just something I can't see myself watching again for a few reasons. The first reason being is I think the pacing is a bit off.
Yeah.
The second thing is it does get pretty weird, and it just was too weird for me, and I didn't feel like the weirdness it was executed all that well. And I'll get to a movie where a movie gets really fucking weird, and I love the fucking shit out of it, and if you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys can guess what movie I'm talking about, and I'll review that in a little bit. But for me, I just didn't think that weirdness worked for this movie.
Yeah.
for what they were going for. I just personally didn't think it worked. But Charlize Theron gives an amazing performance. She is absolutely fantastic in this. And Mackenzie Davis is also pretty good. She gives a really, really good performance and whatnot. But again, like, it's something I really don't think that this is something for me, and this is something that I'm not going to watch again. And it not being for me is not a bad thing. But it's just that it just wasn't for me. It's not my type of movie, and that's okay. And if you like it, and if you love it, that's okay. Also, let me mention there is a twist at the end, and the twist is extremely, extremely predictable. And I'm not going to say what it is really, really reminded me of, because the movie that this twist, like, because I felt like this twist just wasn't used well, and I want to compare it to a movie that really used it well. But if I say what the movie is, it's going to give away the twist, and I don't want to do that. So, if you've seen the movie and you really want to know what I'm talking about, you feel free to message me. But anyway, I give this movie a B. I think what really saved this movie for me is the performances of Charlize Theron and Mackenzie Davis.
Okay.
They're what really saved this movie for me. For me thinking that it's mediocre and forgettable. But all right.
From what I heard from people who have seen Tully, I've heard people say that Charlize Theron is Oscar worthy. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly wouldn't complain that if she got nominated. I thought she was amazing in it. But yeah, I mean, I don't see her getting nominated. But if she by off chance did, I certainly wouldn't be one to complain. I think she's definitely in leading performances. Is definitely top 5 for me for now, from what I've seen at least. And keep in mind, I haven't seen a whole lot.
Okay.
All right. The second movie I'm going to review is an older movie, a movie that I've just seen for the first time. It's a very well-known comedy, and that is Office Space. Now, again, this is I'm trying to do this thing, and this is just a thing that I'm doing on my own. I want to watch, because I really need to, I feel like I need to strengthen my film knowledge. There's a lot of older movies I haven't seen. Legitimately, before, I was naming a bunch of movies that I own and just haven't seen. And don't worry, Kevin, I'm not stealing your segment. Don't worry.
I mean, I kind of stole his segment from my channel, but still.
But no, I mean, I enjoyed this movie enough to where I felt like I should review it. And this movie came out in 1999, and that is Office Space.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if either of you've seen it, but basically what Office Space is about, it's about this guy called Peter Gibbons, who is played by Ron Livingston. He pretty much has had enough and decides that he wants to get fired. And he just stops caring, and he purposely tries to get himself fired. And he pretty much masters the art of slacking off, and it propels him to a promotion. So, like I said, it stars Ron Livingston and also stars Jennifer Aniston. And I gotta say, I love this movie. This movie is directed by Micah Judge, who I believe, I don't know if he created it, but he did work on Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill. I haven't seen either of those shows, but I know that a lot of people who have. This is right around the time where he was pretty much at the height of his powers, pretty much. And yeah. Anyway, I like I said, I really love this movie. It's a comedy, like I have mentioned, and I thought the comedy is really well. There are just moments that had me dying. Ron Livingston kills it in this role, and Jennifer Aniston, I thought was also really, really good. I mean, the funniest parts are when he's trying to get fired because he does just random shit to just like that you wish you could do, and it just had me dying on the floor. There's two issues I have with it though. In the middle, the pacing does get a little slow, and I felt like that just some stuff wasn't needed in that middle part, and it could have been trimmed out. It's an hour and 30 minutes, so I mean that's already kind of a short amount of time, but still, in the middle, it felt a little bit too long for my liking. The pacing was off and towards the middle, and towards the end, there's some really bad CGI. It's like really, really bad. But other than that, I love this movie. It's definitely one that I want to revisit. It's funny, and Rod Livingston kills it. I give this movie an A-.
Nice.
That's still a movie I have to see.
Yeah, same here. I still have to see that movie too.
That's a film I hear like referenced a lot. Like I've heard a lot of people talk about it.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So my third movie that I'm going to review is a little movie that came out this year that isn't unknown by most people. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's called Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone saw it.
Yeah. So
me too. I think it was a box office bomb. I'm not too sure.
Anyway, Ant-Man and the Wasp, I believe, takes before Infinity War. And Paul Rudd's character, Ant-Man, is on the run because... or he's not on the run. He is on probation. After the events of Civil War, he's on a 2-year probation, and it's coming up. And he has to go do his duty. Ha ha ha, I said duty.
Diego's like, fucking hell.
But anyway, I mean, I was a fan of the first Ant-Man. It definitely surprised me because of all the pre-production problems that it was having, or production problems that it was having. But it's definitely a movie that I really enjoyed. And I gotta say, I actually liked this movie better than the first one. I thought that the comedy was better, that the action was better, and while I didn't love the villain, I thought the villain was better. So at least there's that. It does improve upon the first one and adds to Ant-Man. And I thought everything it pretty much did what it needed to do. And that after credit scene is really, really good.
Yeah, it's a good end credit scene.
Yeah. I got really nothing much to say that hasn't really been said about this movie. I'd give this a B+.
Nice.
And, all right, and the next film is definitely one of my favorite movies of the year. And like I said before with my Tully review, it's I'm going to be mentioning a weird movie, and this movie is definitely weird, and that is Sorry to Bother You.
Ah.
And it's directed by Boots Riley. I never heard of this guy, but now I know who this guy is. Definitely has my attention now. And it's about a young African-American telemarketer who adopts a white accent to kind of just thrive as his job. And once he does, he gets mixed up in some things, and now he has to choose between making money or joining his friends who are activists in an organized labor union to get that so they can get contracts because, telemarketers don't have it so easy. Now, like I said, this movie gets really fucking bonkers, and I fucking love it. I love how crazy it gets. Like, it gets weird and crazy, and I loved every bit of it. And I loved all the performances from, and I'm going to butcher his name. You know what? Okay. He's sometimes credited as Keith Stanfield. He's the main character. I am not going to pronounce his full name because I know I'm going to butcher it, but Keith Stanfield, who plays Cash, fantastic. I think easily the standout. And also, you got Tessa Thompson, who is fantastic in this as well. Also, some of the standouts are Danny Glover, Armie Hammer's fantastic in this, and Steven Yeun, who plays Glenn in The Walking Dead, who I haven't seen since I stopped watching The Walking Dead, is really, really good in this as well. Like I said, it gets really weird, especially towards the end. And man, like I
heard the third act just goes fucking off the fucking rails.
Yeah, it gets all off the rails, and it goes, and I fucking love how fucking bonkers it gets. Like, I don't want to say why it gets so bonkers or like how it gets bonkers, because I think it's something that you should experience by yourself, but just know that it gets bonkers, and it's fantastic that it does. Again, like I said, this is definitely one of my favorite movies of the year. Definitely, Boots Riley is someone I'm going to be looking out for now, and Keith Stanfield is someone I'm also going to be looking out for this. I actually have no problems with this movie. This is easily not only one of the best movies of the summer, one of the best movies of the year, in my humble opinion. I give this movie an A+.
Oh, nice. Damn. Okay. Well, I got to see this shit.
It's fun fact, it's one of 3 A+s I've given out this year so far.
Nice.
Can you guess what the other 2 are?
Are they... Let's see here. Okay. Hereditary?
And what's the second one?
Mission Impossible.
All right, you got one of them right, and one of them is Mission Impossible.
Okay, what was the other one?
A Quiet Place.
Ah, I see. Oh, so I was halfway correct. It was a horror film.
Yeah.
I was halfway correct.
Well, Hereditary is great, and I do have a couple flaws with it. So
okay,
and so I couldn't quite give it that A+.
All right,
and that's all my topics.
That's all your topics. All right, so I only have a couple of topics. One of them was The Incredibles 2 box office, but we already went over that. So but I do have another box office topic anyway, because Mission Impossible 6 was released over the weekend.
Yep.
And it was number 1. It made over $61 million domestically, which may not seem like a lot, but it is actually an achievement for this franchise because it's the biggest opening box office for a Mission Impossible film. Like it's the one that's held the biggest opening weekend so far. And I'm very happy about that. Why? Because I really loved Mission Impossible. I saw it on Sunday. I saw it with my father, and I got to say, I really loved it. It's one of my favorite action movies I've seen in a very long time. And it is my favorite of the franchise. I think it's an incredible film, and definitely a film I encourage all of you guys to see. But yes, it made over 61 million domestically, which again may not seem like a lot, but it is so far the biggest opening weekend for a Mission Impossible film. Now, do you guys have any thoughts on that? Like, are you surprised by that this was the biggest opening for a Mission Impossible film? How do you guys feel?
Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done talking. No, I'm not surprised, to be honest. This is still a money-making franchise, to be honest with you, and they're still good. Hell, I haven't seen this latest installment. I hope to see it soon. This is like one of my most anticipated movies of not just the summer, but the entire year. I'm a huge fan of the Mission Impossible franchise. I've loved about mostly all of them. So I can't wait to see what the 6th one has in store. And, Tom Cruise is probably the greatest action star of all time. Don't fucking at me. But
I mean, he is, to be honest.
I can't wait to see it whenever I see it.
All right.
Congrats to the team.
Yes, and just one thing to add, because the production budget is $178 million. Right now, worldwide is at $193 million. I'm just hoping it doubles its budget. So I at least hope for that.
I think it will, to be honest.
Yeah, it will.
And honestly, I really hope it makes a shit ton of money because, honestly, this is my favorite movie of the year, to be 100% honest.
Yeah,
So,
honestly, I think it might also double its budget because next month, at least for August, I mean, yeah, there's some good indies that look like they're coming out, but as far as big blockbusters go, I don't feel like a lot of people are gonna. There's not one movie coming out in August. A lot of people are gonna rush out to see. You know,
yeah.
like, at least the mainstream audience.
But I definitely do hope it makes a shit ton of money because, like I said, it's my favorite movie of the year. So
Yeah. All right. So that concludes that topic. My other topic. This is more of an announcement more than anything. This was announced a couple of days ago. For those of you who don't know who Gareth Evans is, he is a film director, famous for The Raid and The Raid 2. And he also did a segment of that VHS 2, and probably my favorite segment of the entire franchise. That segment is insane.
Yeah.
VHS isn't that good of a movie.
What happened?
I said I think VHS isn't that good of a movie.
I like the first two.
The second one has his segment, and his segment is honestly really good.
Well, I'll have to see the segment then.
Okay, but anyway, the reason why I'm talking about this guy is because he is coming out with a new film, and it's going to be released in October.
Ooh.
And, now, this is an English language film because the first two Raid films are not English. They're foreign movies, and this will be an English language film, and it will be on Netflix.
Oh, boy.
The movie is called Apostle, if I said that right, and it stars Dan Stevens and Michael Sheen. And according to the plot synopsis on IMDb, the movie is about a man attempts to rescue his sister who's been kidnapped by a religious cult. So it's a thriller. That's all we know for this movie, but I am very excited, despite the fact that it is a Netflix movie. I know Netflix movies, generally speaking, aren't very good. There's only been a select few I've really liked. Everything else has been either mediocre or not good at all. But I feel like with Gareth Evans, both writing and directing, we could have another good movie because the first two Raid films, I don't think they're just great action films. I think they're great movies in general, especially the second one, which was like a combination of like Scarface, Kill Bill, and pretty much every action movie you know, all wrapped into one. And yeah, like I'm still really excited for this. And I will say, like, I know Netflix movies aren't like the biggest thing, but next year, like one of my most anticipated films of the year is a Netflix film, which is Martin Scorsese's The Irishman. So, you know, we might have some potential here. I can understand if some people are a little bit skeptical because Netflix, the film track record anyway, is not very strong. But because of Gareth Evans and the fact that it stars Dan Stevens and the small premise that I'm reading, I do think this film does have potential. So do you guys have any thoughts or anything you want to say about this film?
I'm excited for it. It's got a good cast behind it. It's got, a great director behind it. So, and the poster was really cool too. Did you guys see the poster?
That's actually how I found out about the movie because someone had posted the poster on Facebook, and I'm like, oh shit. So I went on IMDb, and I'm like, yeah, this is coming out in 2 months on Netflix. I'm like, oh, awesome.
I can't wait to see a trailer whenever it drops. I would suppose it's going to drop soon since, we got the poster and everything. So, but I will be probably way more excited then, but I am still excited nonetheless to see how this movie turns out. Hopefully it's one of Netflix's better movies. What's weird is that the best Netflix movies, for me at least, have been their horror films. Like, because a lot of the ones that I have liked have been their horror films.
I'm trying to think of like a good horror film from Netflix. Maybe
Hush.
Hush is really good.
Hush is a good one. Yeah.
From what I've heard, Gerald's Game, I still haven't seen it, but I heard that was great.
Gerald's Game was pretty good.
Yeah. Before I Wake, I thought was personally underrated. I actually like that a lot.
All Mike Flanagan films.
Yes. The Ritual was really good. So.
I saw that. Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Yeah. So hopefully, this could be another good strike for Netflix in terms of their horror films. So yeah, I'm personally excited for it.
All right. So that concludes that topic. Now, my last movie topic for today is a Watch Mojo list. Now, this is actually a little different because usually all the Watch Mojo lists I do in terms of movies are like top 10 movies of this or that. This is not really a top 10 movie list, but more like a top 10 of an actor kind of thing. So the reason why I'm doing this list is because Mission Impossible 6 came out this weekend. So this does involve Tom Cruise. not top 10 best Tom Cruise movies. It's actually the top 10 insane top Tom Cruise stunts. So
Oh,
Tom
shit.
Cruise is known for doing insane ass stunts and putting his life at risk when he does, especially action movies. So, so Watch Mojo compiled a list of 10 situations in movies where he either almost lost his life or you're like, what the fuck? How could he have done that? So this is a pretty exciting list. I actually thought this list was pretty solid, but I'm happy to share it with you guys and see what you guys think.
All right, here we go.
All right, number 10. Number 10 is Mission Impossible 2 when he's almost stabbed in the eye. Now,
I remember that.
Yeah.
in like the third act of the movie where he's fighting someone and the knife is like right here. It's literally like 2 or an inch from his eye. Literally like 1 more inch and it would have been in his eye. And it literally stopped right there. It was crazy. Like he was literally almost stabbed in the eye. And yeah, you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, like
that is crazy. But yeah, that is number 10. Despite the fact that I didn't love Mission Impossible 2, there are some crazy things about it that I commend Tom Cruise for doing. So, all right, number 9, The Last Samurai. He almost gets decapitated.
So, which one?
Yeah, I remember this.
The Last Samurai. So during one of the many battle sequences in the movie, what happened was Tom Cruise and another actor, they were going against each other in these mechanical horses, but something happened with the other mechanical horse, and they kept on going as well as the sword. So Tom Cruise was like inches away from getting decapitated, and somehow he didn't. So yeah, some fun stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, and great movie too. Very underappreciated film. Awesome movie. All right.
Never seen it.
Really, yeah, you should definitely check it out. It's really good. All right, number 8, Jack Reacher, the first one, the car chase. I don't know if you guys remember the car chase in Jack Reacher.
I haven't seen either Jack Reacher film, so I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's like towards, I believe, like because I saw it years ago, but I remember the scene. I think it's like towards the middle of the movie, and the car chase is pretty good. And yeah, he did that all himself, all the crazy driving and shit. Yeah. All right, number 7. This is Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation, where he holds his breath for 3 minutes underwater.
Yeah, like
yeah.
what the?
Oh yeah.
And I believe that at one point he actually held it in for 6 minutes because it was a scene where he jumps in that like weird thing, and he's underwater and the thing is spinning around.
Mm-hmm.
And he practiced that many times, just like he did for some of these stunts that he did many times. And we'll go into that in a little bit, but yeah, it's like, holy shit, are you even human? He held his breath underwater for that long. It's crazy. All right, number 6. Number 6 is in Minority Report when he hangs on a wire. It's the scene.
I know what scene. Yeah.
You know the scene where he falls like a lot. He falls down and he grabs like another guy, like another cop. Like
yeah.
He actually like fell down, all of that, and then like yeah. It was him, and it was not a stunt double. It's crazy.
I believe it. I absolutely believe it.
Number 5. This one is insane. Also Mission Impossible 2, the rock climbing in the beginning of the movie, like the opening credits.
Yeah. That's actually him fucking rock climbing.
And it's actually pretty funny. The director John Woo of Mission Impossible 2, he was actually so uncomfortable with Tom Cruise doing that. He said he couldn't even watch the scene. Like whenever he sees it, like he can't watch it. It like causes too much stress.
Yeah, it causes too much stress.
Is like that, yeah. That is crazy. I didn't know that. When I first saw it, I assumed it was a stunt double, but then I found out it was actually him doing that, and I'm like, what? That is insane. All right, number 4. Number 4 is his most recent film, Mission Impossible Fallout, and that is Halo Jump. Now, I don't.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to spoil. I don't want to go too much into it because I know the movie's new and not many people have seen it yet. But let's just say he filmed the scene many, many times, and when you watch the scene, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like, it's just, yeah, it's crazy.
Yo, the shit that he does in Fallout is insane, bro. Like,
yeah, and I don't want to say too much. I don't want to go too much into detail about it because I know not many people have seen it yet. But all right. Number 3. Now, I did not love this movie. I actually didn't like this movie at all. But I will admit this sequence was impressive. Number 3 is The Mummy, the plane sequence, when the plane falls down. It's about to crash. I thought that was actually a good sequence. But the movie itself, yeah. All right, number 2, Yeah, this one is crazy. This one, we all talked about this one. When he hangs off the plane in Rogue Nation.
Oh yeah, that's insane. Like I was talking to my dad because we both saw Rogue Nation together, and we were just talking about the crazy shit that he's done in his career, and that's the one. And I was talking. My mom was in the room, and she goes, "You know what? You could never like pay me to do that. Like there's not enough money in the world to do that." And here's Tom Cruise just fucking hanging off a plane, like.
And I think he filmed it like what, over 50 times or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Hang off like 50 times. What the? I'll get an anxiety attack just doing it once. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, man.
All right. And number one. Do you guys have a guess of what number one is?
I predicted this from the moment you said the list. I think it might be the tower climb from fucking
I was gonna
Protocol.
I was gonna say the tower climb.
That's number one.
Yeah.
That is pretty insane. So, yeah, Tom Cruise, he's a crazy son of a bitch, but you got to give it to him. He's very dedicated and he's an amazing performer.
Yeah, after hearing that list, and you don't fucking, like, if you hear that list and you don't think fucking Tom Cruise is the greatest action star of all fucking time, you're out of your goddamn mind.
He is so dedicated.
Okay, the only one that I could fucking think that could, like, compete with him is Jackie Chan, and that's about it.
Yeah, because he's done
he does all Jackie Chan's also a fucking great star.
Yeah, so, like, that's literally the only person I can fucking, see, like, competing against him, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, man, Tom Cruise, and I will say, like, he's in his 50s, and he doesn't look any older. Like,
no, he doesn't.
He's 56, and he probably looks better than me, and I'm fucking 21. Like...
Crazy.
Dude, I'm fucking 19 and he looks better than me.
All right, so that is all my movie topics for today. So, Double Nine, any movie topics?
All right, it's on to me, bitches. Now, I have a total of 3 movie topics. Well, I have 4, but we already talked about the Venom trailer, so that's already out of the way. So here are my other 3. Now, it is reported that Mowgli is now moving to Netflix.
Oh boy!
Yeah, I have heard about this. Yes,
Mowgli was originally supposed to come out this year under Warner Brothers, but Warner Brothers sold the rights to this movie to Netflix, and now it's being pushed back once again to next year, and it's going to be coming to Netflix.
Oh, I didn't know it was being pushed to next year. I thought it was still coming out.
I don't even care about this movie.
Year. There kind of goes any interest I had in this movie, to be honest with you.
I never really had any interest in this movie.
I had some interest because it was Andy Serkis directing it.
Yeah, same.
And it was a much darker version of The Jungle Book, so I was kind of interested in that.
There's a lot of talent involved, but that trailer turned me off, though. I was like, yeah, that trailer.
I know my boy Benedict Cumberbatch is in the movie.
Yes,
I know, but he did the Grinch to save his career this year.
Yo, fucking damn. Don't even fucking.
But yeah,
this
move. I'm kind of it's leaving a sore taste in my mouth, to be honest with you. Like, I don't really like this move. Hopefully it's good still, regardless. But like, this has me a bit worried.
Yeah,
you.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man,
because I never was excited for it, regardless, and it's a shame because, like you said, Andy Serkis directing. Oh, it's interesting, and you have Christian Bale, I believe, Benedict Cumberbatch, a couple of other actors I can't remember off the top of my head, but still a very talented cast. And you have what could be something interesting, a darker version of The Jungle Book, but that trailer reminded me a lot of The Legend of Tarzan, and I was not a fan of the movie.
I like that movie. Okay.
Boy. Listen, Double Nine. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. It's just that, yours is wrong. I'm just kidding. No, it's not.
Yeah.
But I'm not too thrilled. Anyway, I didn't know it was coming out next year. Like I said, I could have sworn it was coming out like in October, November-ish.
Yeah.
But all right. So what other topics you got for us, Double Nine?
All right, I got another one. All right, so apparently Ryan Reynolds is set to produce an R-rated stoner remake of The Home Alone.
What?
Now,
Hey, wait, can you say that again? I want to make sure I heard that right.
Okay, do you need me to read it slowly for your boy?
Yes, please.
Okay, Ryan Reynolds
Okay, got that.
is set to produce
Okay, got that part.
an R-rated version.
Mm-hmm.
An R-rated. Okay, let me rephrase that. An R-rated stoner remake
Okay.
of Home Alone.
Okay. All right.
Now, usually I would be against stuff like this, but this sounds like the most bizarre fucking thing of all time, and I kind of want to see it. Like, just imagine, like, an R-rated, like, stoner remake of Home Alone. Like, that sounds incredible. Like, I'm not gonna... Like, I'm just laughing at the imagination of it. Like, I mean, we've kind of gotten stuff like that in the past, but I think this could work. I think if they could get some good writers, a good director behind it, a good lead star, then it could be something funny, I think. So I am interested in the idea of it.
Yeah, I am a little conflicted because Home Alone is a film I used to watch a lot as a kid, the first two movies. And, you know, there's just some movies I think shouldn't be remade, but this, I don't know. It sounds crazy, so it does kind of have my interest, but I do kind of think that I don't know if a remake is necessary for Home Alone because Home Alone, I'm not saying it's the greatest movie of all time or anything, but it is a film that that does mean a lot to me because I used to watch it a lot, and I do like the film very much. So I don't know if a remake is necessary, but
yeah,
those are pretty much my thoughts.
Andrew Hazer.
I mean, I'm still trying to process what I just heard. I mean, oh, man. I mean, I don't. Again, I don't know how to feel about this. I mean, damn. I mean, if it works, it works. And I don't really see the point in it, but hey, why not?
Yeah. All right, and what's your other movie topic, Double Nine?
All right, my last movie topic is our first look at the new Terminator film, bitches.
Ba-dum-bum-ba-bum.
Because apparently this is still coming out for some fucking reason. I didn't even know this was still coming out. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I keep on forgetting too.
Now the movie could be good. Who knows? Even though the last few Terminator movies have been garbage, but who knows? Maybe this next one could be good. I mean, I always like to be optimistic. And Tim Miller, I believe, is directing it, and he directed Deadpool. So who knows? He could give us something good. This first image, however, looks like something out of the goddamn Sci-Fi Channel. With the costumes and just how it looks, it doesn't look good. Like I know it's just one image, but it just like the way it looks.
Image does a lot. Like I know a lot of people think one image doesn't really say anything. I'm like, no, dude. Like one image is enough to get excited or not excited for a movie. Like look at that image from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood of both Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I got hyped as shit when I saw the image.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I was already hyped as shit, but yeah,
I was too, but that made it even more hype. Now, but this doesn't look good. Like, I'm sorry, it really does look like something out of the Sci-Fi Channel. It doesn't look like the Terminator. Like, Diego even said this earlier today on Twitter. Yes, I'm going to be quoting you, boy. They just should have stuck with the first two, to be honest with you, because, listen, I consider Terminator 3 a guilty pleasure. That movie is stupid as fuck, but I enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
But Genesis and especially Salvation were fucking terrible. So, I really don't have much expectations for this. I hope it's good. They got Linda Hamilton back. You know, Arnold's coming back and stuff.
Arnold's coming back.
So, maybe it could be good, but this first image, God, it looks bad.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe what they're doing with this movie is what they're doing with the new Halloween movie, which is the new Halloween movie is a direct sequel to the original one. I believe this is supposed to be like the direct sequel to the second one while ignoring every other Terminator movie. But even with that being said,
But that's dumb because they did that with Terminator Genesis, though. That's stupid.
Oh, yeah, but that movie sucks. So like,
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, they already tried that already.
I remember seeing Terminator Genesis in the theater with Diego, and I just felt like a big waste of time.
Yeah,
It was a big waste of time.
and Terminator Salvation is one of the most disappointing films I've ever seen in my life. Like, I was in denial at first. I'm like, it's really good because I was so excited for it because it came out the year after The Dark Knight, and I was like, Christian Bale is like one of the best actors ever. And
He is, honestly.
Salvation, the trailer was so good, and I saw the movie, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, the trailers were fucking awesome to Salvation, but then the movie, I still think that's the worst Terminator film, to be honest.
You know, I don't blame you, honestly. Terminator Salvation.
Yeah, that is a pretty bad one.
Yeah, the only relevant ones are the first two. I think those are phenomenal films. But yeah. Oh, disappointing. What did you expect from a jackass like McG? All right. So to my defense, I did not know who McG was at the time because I just saw the trailers and I just seen Christian Bale.
Oh, McG, who directed the classic Netflix movie, The Babysitter.
And the classic Charlie's Angel films.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, I did not know who McG was at the time. I just knew that The Dark Knight came out the year before. I saw Christian Bale in it. I saw the trailers, and they really impressed me. And I saw the movie, and I was like, listen, if I had the knowledge of film that I had back then, I probably would have had my expectations in check because I didn't know who McG was at the time.
Listen, Diego, we all make mistakes. We're all human. There's not one person who doesn't make a mistake. It's what we learn from those mistakes, and I wholeheartedly believe that you learned from your mistake by watching Terminator Salvation and being really excited for it.
Yes, I believe so too. But yeah. So as far as this new Terminator film, I could honestly care less, and it sucks because it's Tim Miller. But yeah, it's his name, right? Tim Miller.
Yeah, Tim Miller.
Okay, so yeah, that's all I got to say about this new Terminator image. I don't think the image. I agree with you, Double Nine. It kind of does look like it's from a sci-fi channel.
Yeah, it really does.
All right, and is that all your movie topics, Double Nine?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're on to TV. So, Andrew, do you have any TV topics?
No.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay. All right, so I have one TV topic today, and it's nothing new. It's more of a review because I've been binge watching a show, and I finished the show actually 2 days ago. I finished the entire show. A very popular, critically acclaimed comedy that I've been told many times to watch, and I finally watched it, and that is, of course,
most of the times are probably by me.
You and my cousin. So, yes, both of you guys. We're very much recommending The Office. Now, The Office, what the show is, I think a lot of people know what The Office is, but I will explain the premise really quick. It's a mockumentary of people who work in the office in Pennsylvania, Scranton, Pennsylvania. So they're filming basically their everyday lives. So you get to see who these people are, some of their personal lives, like Michael Scott, who is played by Steve Carell, very excellently, by the way. He's my favorite character of the entire show. But you see what he goes through, and you see some really interesting things. Like it's more interesting than what it sounds, because I know a premise about an office workspace might sound boring, but when you watch it, it's actually very funny and very clever. What I will say about this show is it is very much worth the praise that it's gotten. And I loved it. I think it's a very great comedy, and not only a great comedy, but there's some dramatic moments that are really impactful, especially towards the last season, towards like the last few episodes, that it got very emotional, and it was just really well done. And even some quotes that still resonates with me, has resonated with me since I've seen all of the show. We have great performances from everyone from the cast. There's one character who I was not a fan of in season 8. I felt like she was better in season 9, but she is my least favorite character of the entire show. And there's some really funny ass moments and some great moments too, and very memorable. It's very entertaining. It's pretty easy to watch too, because despite the fact there's 9 seasons, each episode is like 20 minutes long, with the exception of a few episodes. Like the finale is like almost an hour. and a couple of the episodes before that are like 40 minutes or something. But other than that, it's a very easy watch, and it's a great show. John Krasinski is really good. Rainn Wilson's really good. Creed Bratton is really good. Everyone in this show is just terrific. The characters are perfect, and what's great is you see some of these characters really change from the beginning of the show till the end. A lot of these characters just develop in a way that you don't necessarily expect, and that is something I appreciated. It's some good character development, and you realize there's more to the character than what you're led to believe. And I think that that makes the show really worth watching, not just for the comedy, but for you to, just enjoy the writing, enjoy the dramatic moments that are in the show, and yeah, very much worth the praise. This is a show that I know many people love the show. That you will see, even if you're on Facebook and you haven't seen The Office, you're guaranteed to have seen a lot of memes from the show The Office. But you watch it and you're like, wow, I can actually see where the praise is going. Now, comedy, in my opinion, is the most subjective out of all of film genres because, something being funny in terms of something being hilarious, right? Like something can be hilarious to someone, but it may not be hilarious to the other person. So maybe your sense of humor might not be, related to The Office, but it really depends on your sense of humor, like most comedies. But I feel like, generally speaking, if you give The Office a chance, you will like it. And yeah, I can't really recommend it enough. I think it's great. And the finale is one of the best TV finales I've ever seen in any TV show. And I stand by that. I think the finale is just powerful. And I think they couldn't have ended it in a more perfect way. I thought the way it ended was very good. So, yeah, I love The Office. I'm glad I got to see it. Got to see what everyone was talking about. So as far as the next TV show I'm watching, who knows? So, yeah, that's all I got
Glad to see you love The Office, my friend.
Yes.
I gotta ask, what'd you think of fire drill scene?
Oh my god, that is definitely one of the best episodes. And I will say this, definitely the best opener for an episode is that.
Yes, easily.
It's definitely one of the best openings to any TV show ever. Like,
yeah, that whole episode in general is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I love that show so much.
That's actually the most viewed episode of The Office.
I mean, hey, yeah. I don't blame it.
And the least viewed is the paper airplanes in the last season.
I see.
Paper airplane contest, which I don't know why. That was a good episode.
Yeah. Who was your favorite character?
Favorite character.
If you don't have one single favorite,
Michael Scott was my favorite.
Who?
Michael Scott.
Yeah. Steve Carell, he owned that shit.
I feel like I am Steve. Well, I wish I was Steve Carell, but I feel like I am Michael Scott, in some respect. So he definitely was my favorite because I related to him the most. Because sometimes I say things I shouldn't be saying, and Michael Scott says a lot of things.
Okay, I have one question from you guys in terms of The Office. Who was your favorite cameo? Because there was a lot of cameos.
I loved Idris Elba's cameo. That was great.
Yeah.
I loved Will Ferrell's.
Will Ferrell's was great. Oh man.
Yeah, his character was so stupid, but it was hilarious.
What'd you think of James Spader? I am the fucking Lizard King.
Yeah, actually, I liked his character too. Yeah, he was.
Kathy Bates is also really good.
Yes, yeah, she was really good.
Yeah,
there's a lot of cameos you'll see in the show, but all very worth it. So yes, I love The Office and would highly recommend. Definitely recommend watching it. It's on Netflix, so yeah.
Recommend 10 out of 10.
All right, and that's my only TV topic for today. So Double Nine, if you have any TV topics, go ahead.
Well, shit. I got 4.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so first one. So apparently Arrow Season 7 tone is supposed to be apparently similar to the first seasons. Which is good. one of the producers of the show said, we want to try and go back to basics with this show. And yeah, I'm all for it. I mean, season 1 was fantastic. So if you want to go back to that similar tone of season 1, I would not mind it at all. Season 1 had some great episodes. Still has one of my favorite finales of the entire series. So yeah, I would be more than happy to see the show go back to that season 1 tone, to be honest. Bless you, sir.
Thank you.
So yeah, that's really all I got to say about that. Andrew, what do you think?
I mean, season 1 was great. So if they're going back to their roots, hopefully it can get a lot better than it was last season, because last season wasn't that good.
No, it wasn't. It was probably my least favorite season of the entire show, to be honest.
I 100% agree.
Now, my next topic is Marvel's Iron Fist Season 2 might only have 10 episodes.
God.
So, apparently, when Iron Fist was, the Instagram account was revealing the titles of the episodes on Instagram, there were only 10 pictures. And one person asked in the comments, is there only going to be 10 episodes this season? And the actual official account responded with, we got a smart one over here. So apparently, yeah, it might only have 10 episodes, which I like. I think 13 episodes is a bit much, if you ask me. I always thought 10 episodes was good for an entire season. I feel like 10 is enough to tell a cohesive story. If you need long episodes, that I can understand, but sometimes 13 or 16 can really be dragging it out, or 23 can really be dragging it out. But 10 is, I think, the right amount for me, if you ask me personally.
For any show or for Marvel Netflix specifically?
It depends on the show, but I feel like with these Marvel Netflix shows, I think 10 episodes is fine. Because I feel like you could get done what you need to do, because it can feel like dragging on. With superhero shows, I would say, because it can feel a little bit dragged on when you're doing just 23 or 16 or 13.
Yeah.
But I am willing to see what they do with only 10 episodes. I'm personally really looking forward to season 2. I know, unlike a lot of people, but I am looking forward to seeing what the second season will have in store, and hopefully it's really good. Any thoughts you guys got on this?
Despite the fact that it's 10 episodes, I'm still not very excited, honestly. I was not a fan of season 1. I don't hate it like most people do, but I just didn't think it was very good. So I could care less. I'm more excited for Luke Cage season 2, which I still have not seen yet. So that's something I'm more intrigued to see.
I hear Iron Fist is great in that for the couple of episodes that he's in for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I did think his performance in the Defenders was better than in the Iron Fist.
Yeah.
But the one show I'm like really anticipating as far as Marvel Netflix shows is Daredevil season 3. Like that's the one I really want to see.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
That's the only one I really care about at this point, to be 100% honest.
Well, Punisher season 2 for me, but yeah, hopefully those are good too. So yeah.
All right. And any more TV topics?
Yeah, I got 2 more. Okay. My next TV topic is BoJack Horseman reruns are supposed to be heading to Comedy Central this fall, actually. Apparently reruns of the first season are actually going to be coming to Comedy Central. Now, apparently Netflix worked out a deal with Comedy Central to air the first, I believe it's 12 episodes in that series. There's the first 12 episodes of the first season of BoJack Horseman, which I think is honestly a good idea because it could possibly expose people more to the show. Because I love this show to death. It's personally probably the best show I've seen all this decade, to be honest with you. I don't think I've fallen in love with the show more this entire decade than BoJack Horseman. So the fact that it could appeal more now that it's on, that the first season is having reruns on television could work tremendously and expose people more to the show. So I personally think this is a good thing. I think this is a really good thing. Hopefully maybe they can get seasons 2 and 3 and 4 and then 5 in the future for this. But yeah, hopefully people get to see the first season in its full entirety this fall. And hopefully they enjoy it. So yeah, what do you guys think about this?
I think it's a good idea, especially for people who don't have Netflix. They could probably get the chance to watch the show.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how the response goes. Something tells me it's going to be, it's going to be beneficial that this happens, but we'll see. So,
I agree. I agree.
all I gotta say is that I'm very excited for season 5. So.
Oh yeah, no, I'm super excited.
All right.
My last TV topic. This is a bit sad for me because this literally just came out today. Now, this is only speculation and based on one tweet.
Okay.
But there's a question: is Matt Hardy possibly retiring from wrestling?
Womp womp.
So Matt Hardy sent out a tweet earlier today that was kind of like, thank you to all the Team Extreme fans, all of the Version 1 fans, all of the guys that got me back in the business in 2005, all of you that saw the resurgence of my career, to all the Woken Warriors, thank you. Like, it sounded like he was retiring. Like, it sounded like something like of a farewell in a way. So now there's speculations that he could possibly be retiring. Now, this is sad for me because if this does happen, now I understand Matt Hardy's got a family and stuff now. He has
got a family.
He's got 2 children. He's almost close to damn near 40 at this point. And I could see that it's kind of wearing down on him a little bit. I could see that personally, and I can understand that. This is sad for me because Matt Hardy is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I actually just got to see him perform a couple weeks ago. So, this is a bit sad. If it is officially like him retiring, then thank you, Mr. Hardy, for the great run that you had with WWE. Not just with WWE, but with TNA, Ring of Honor, etc. You were just great. You're a great talent, honestly. Even though I know Jeff's my favorite wrestler of all time. I know a lot of people love Jeff more, but Matt was just as great in my opinion. And I really do think he had a lot of great talent. And I'm glad that he was able to find that resurgent in his career with the broken gimmick and stuff, and kind of reinvent his career with that. So, maybe this could just be a thank you tweet. Who knows? But this sounds really like a farewell tweet. Like, kind of like, these are kind of my last few times with this company and stuff, and just with wrestling in general. So, yeah. If so, I wish him a happy retirement, and hope he rests good. What do you got to say about this, Andrew?
No, I mean, I can understand. He's a little older, got a family. And I agree with everything you said. If he feels that it's time for him to hang up the boots, I gotta respect that. But if he keeps on going, that's great. He's definitely one of my favorites of all time. And it would be sad to see him go, but he's definitely given us a lot of great memories in the years.
Yes, absolutely. So, all right, that's it for my TV topics. Now we're on to video games.
Yes. Any video game topics from any of you two?
Nope.
I got one.
Okay, great.
It is a review of a Pokemon game, actually. One that was one of my favorites growing up. It's I think it's very, very underrated and underappreciated, and I just kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit. And that is I don't know if anyone watching has played it, or Double Nine has played it, or anything, but it's called Pokemon Coliseum. And basically, this one's very different. This is more RPG-esque, and it doesn't really follow the normal Pokemon games where you go around, collect 8 badges, and just can catch any Pokemon you want. This one is different because this has pretty much an actual story. And what's happening is you play this guy who has just turned on the team that he was with. It was an evil team Snag'em, and he steals the Snag machine and what he's got to do is that he's got to save all the shadow Pokemon. And what the shadow Pokemon are is that they're Pokemon who've had the light in their heart close, and they become very aggressive and very powerful. And your objective is to purify all of them. And he needed the stack machine to do that because and whatnot. And this is different in the respect where you don't have you can't choose what Pokemon you can catch. You can only catch the shadow Pokemon, and the shadow Pokemon aren't in wild battles like normal Pokemon games. These are in trainer battles. So you'll be in a battle, and then all of a sudden the girl that you're with, who has the ability to see shadow Pokemon, will tell you that there's a shadow Pokemon there, and you gotta try and catch it, which is pretty cool. Like I said, this is one that I definitely very much played growing up, and I think it is very underrated. I think the story is very interesting, and just it's very new and fresh for the time, because this is something we haven't seen before in a Pokemon game. This is a very, very big change, to be honest. And I quite liked it. I think, for me at least, it still holds up. It does get a little bit slow, and it does get a little bit tedious. And I don't know if that's because I've played it so many times or just how the game is, but it does get that. And that after game isn't really needed, and I really don't like the after game. But other than that, I love the game. I would give this, an 8 out of 10. I think it's a very underrated, underappreciated game that more people should have checked out and should still check out. I mean, it's a GameCube game, so I don't know how easy it is to get access to it. But, I mean, if you can, I definitely recommend it.
All right. Cool. So
Nice.
now we're on to the last topic of the night, which is music. Now, is there any music topics from any of you guys?
I surprisingly have no music topics.
All right. What about you, Andrew?
I do not.
All right. Well, I have one music topic. So this is the last topic of tonight. So last week I went over the Watts Mojo list of the top 10 best movies of 2018 so far list. Well, they did a list of the top 10 best songs of 2018 so far. So
For sure, no songs that I listen to are probably going to be on this list. Who the fuck knows? I could be surprised, but who knows?
All right. Well, I will say, I'm not going to spoil anything, but just yet. But I will say this: there are some songs that are missing from this list, at least in my opinion.
Okay.
All right. So the top 10 best songs of 2018, according to Watts Mojo. All right. Number 10, "Make Me Feel" by Janelle Monáe.
I don't think I.
No,
wait, I've heard that one. No, wait, I've heard that one. That's a good song.
All right. Do you know it, Andrew?
Never heard of it.
All right. Number 9, "I Like It" by Cardi B, Bad Bunny, and someone else. Have you guys heard it?
Haven't heard it.
Okay.
I have heard it.
All right. Number 8, "Humility" from Gorillaz featuring George Benson.
That's a good song. That's a good song.
Number 7, "Hunger" by Florence and the Machine.
Haven't heard that, but I hear that's a good song.
Okay. Number 6, "Psycho" by Post Malone.
That's a great song. That is
there's other songs I prefer from him, to be honest.
I love that song.
And you keep loving that song, my friend.
Thank you.
Number 5, "One Kiss" by Calvin Harris and Dua something.
Duplo.
Yeah.
Duplo, there we go. Yeah.
I am proud of the effort that you gave. That's
Me too.
But do you guys know? I've heard of this song like a couple.
I haven't heard the song, so I can't really comment.
All right, number 4. Okay, this song isn't bad. In my opinion, doesn't deserve to be on the list. "No Tears Left Today" by Ariana Grande.
That's not bad. I quite like that one. That isn't bad.
See, it's not that it's bad. It's just that there are other songs this year I think are way better. That's just me, though. All right. We're at the top 3.
God as a Woman is probably better, but that one isn't bad.
Which one?
Her newest one that she released, God as a Woman. That one is actually, I think, is better than this one. So,
all right. Number 3, "God's Plan" by Drake.
I like that song a lot. I do.
I've never heard that song.
Number 2, All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar.
Great song.
Yeah, it is.
And what do you guys think number 1 is?
I'm gonna guess This Is America. Just go.
Yeah, This is America.
That is number 1. This is America by Childish Gambino.
This is America.
Yes.
It
Okay,
might be
so
my
now-
number 1 as well, but I'm not so sure. I need to really think about that.
Want to know what my number 1 is?
What?
Take a guess.
I really don't know.
I said it last week, bro. You should know this.
I don't remember.
Yes.
Walk with Me by Elias.
Yes, Aaliyah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Aaliyah, thank you for the correction. No Tears Left to Cry is the name of the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I will say a couple that's missing. Muse.
Yeah, I already knew Watch Mojo wasn't gonna fucking put that song on the list, knowing them, but yeah, that definitely should have been the list. What's the fucking last track on 9 Inch Nails' record? That's like very high on my list. What's the Weekend one? The one that we both love, Diego.
Oh, I Was Never There. That's
that one.
That song is great.
even Call by My Name is another one I should have been on.
Yeah.
I mean, where's Eddie Elias song? I mean, all those.
Oh yeah, all the Elias songs. Where's the whole album?
Didn't you guys say Breaking Benjamin came out with a song this year?
Yeah, Blood. I'm pretty sure Feed the Wolf came out this year. Both
Blood. Yeah, Psycho. Like those songs are great. Like,
what about Pens and the Needlefish? I knew came out with a couple songs. They deserve to be on the list.
damn, man, their song "My Ass Hurts" was a great song.
I don't think that song exists quite yet, but but nice try.
All right, and that's the list, and that concludes today's podcast of episode 3.
But I know their song "Blue Moon" and "Almost as Good as Africa" definitely deserve to be on the list.
Oh, speaking of that, do you think Weezer's "Africa" could be a contender? Or not?
Yeah, I mean, it counts. Sure, it's a cover of a song from years and years ago, but fuck it, it's them covering it.
Still counts. So
yeah, still counts.
And that's
gonna take a lot to drag me away from you.
All right, so
I bust the rage.
Oh God! All right, that concludes tonight's episode 33. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you to everyone in the live chat for watching today's episode. And thank you guys, like always, for joining me. A pretty short episode today, but I think we got a lot done within the.
I definitely had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Me too.
So we will be back next week, same time, episode 34. So we now have 4 episodes left till the MTVM podcast. So do you guys have anything you want to say before I end the broadcast today?
Well, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all watching the MTVM podcast, episode number 33, and I will see you all later. Good night.
And
a great episode. I definitely had a lot of fun. Little Mad Walk With Me is not on that top 10 list, but I mean, it's the greatest song ever. Thanks for watching, everybody. Can't wait to see you guys next week.
Yes, we will be back next week, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, with episode 34. So once again, thank you guys for watching. Until next time, have a good week. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.